Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's time for another Wednesdays with Wendy. This is where I go over some topics that are of interest to small business owners and from an accounting perspective. Today, we're going to talk about how to use the withholding estimator that the IRS has on their website. This is a tool that came out, I say a couple years ago. It may have been more now. Time goes pretty quickly these days. Um, it is one of the best ways I know to estimate what you think your tax liability is going to be for next year based on what you've already done this year. So before we get into that, I'm Wendy Kane. I'm the owner of Kane Accounting and Financial Coaching. I do bookkeeping and payroll for independent contractors and small businesses so that you can have peace at tax time and throughout the rest of the year. Okay, let me share my screen because we are going to do this. There we go. This is irs.gov. You can go there and search for withholding estimator. They have a link, or you can just Google IRS withholding estimator. And this will show you, it'll take you to this page right here. So you see tax withholding estimator, this part up here. Excuse me. How it works. Use this tool to estimate your federal income tax withholding. See how your refund, take-home pay are affected by your withholding amount, and choose an estimated withholding amount that works for you. So what you're going to need is pay stubs for all of your W-2 jobs, other income. So you can also use this if you have a small business. You can use this tool. It will help you know where you are, like how on track you are with your estimated tax payments. So it's useful for that as well. Okay. And again, don't use this tool if you're a non-resident alien or your tax situation is complex, because it can't address all of that. Okay. Use the tax withholding estimator. Here we go. Now, this is a hypothetical person, and we're just going to fill in the information. This should not take long. Oh, right. What filing status will you use for your tax return? This is a single mom. So, head of household. Do you have a job or pension that regularly withholds federal income taxes? Yes. This person is the single owner of an S corporation. So she has payroll done through her business. So she does have a W-2, but she also may have some estimated tax to pay. Okay, select any that apply. In this case, none of these do. But see, it gets pretty detailed if you want to claim dependents. Oh, wait, I say that. I plan to claim dependents. She's a single mom. She's got one. Okay. Then income and withholding. All right, how many jobs will you have this year? Just the one. Describe the source of income, salary. Select what best describes when you earn income from this job. All year? Don't get to take the summers off? How frequently are you paid? Every 2 weeks. When did your most recent pay period end? That was on March 28th. Your most recent pay date was also March 28th. Enter wages or salary per pay period. All right, let me check my notes here. This person gets $30,000 a year. So this is the amount per pay period. So on your one check, this is how much you've been paid year to date. Okay. Total income for the year will be 28,000. I should probably adjust that. Actually, I think the pay period would have been ended then. Did that change anything? No. What does it say? Oh, check the numbers. Okay. Enter federal taxes paid per pay period. You can find this on your check stub. You look and see how much federal tax is taken out of each check. and then check the YTD, year to date column. Okay. And look, I mean, you could even get as detailed as I contribute to a 401k, I have health insurance, I'm getting a bonus, I got a bonus. In this case, we're not going to go through any of those today. Now, do you have any other sources of income? Net self-employment income, that would be from your business, investment income from investments, unemployment insurance, other sources. In this case, we're just going to put none of the above. But if you want to, if you're doing this for yourself and your family, and let's say you are the small business owner and you're self-employed, you're a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, and your spouse has a W-2 job, here, the net self-employment income line, that's where you could click that and enter the amount that you've made in your business so far. Then you can also enter the amount of taxes withheld to date from other sources of income or the amount of estimated tax payments. So if you're a small business owner, you can check the net self-employment income box and then tell them how much you've paid in tax estimates. Okay. Adjustments to income. These are the things you will see on a tax return. Student loan interest, educator expenses, health savings account, moving expenses, only for armed services, alimony. All these fun things that we're not going to go through today. But you see how detailed this can get. Like I said, this is a great tool. I wish they had had it years ago. Okay. Standard or itemized deductions. Your standard deduction amount is calculated to be $22,500. Would you like to see if itemizing your deductions would be to your advantage? We're not going to do that today, but know that you can. If you have a lot of mortgage interest or charitable contributions, or you pay a lot in state taxes, you may be able to itemize, and you can use this tool to find out if that would be a good option for you. All right, so we hit next. Tax credits. Okay. This mom, we're gonna say she's 40. Enter the age. Okay, we said she was a head of household, and we do have dependents. She has one, and we're gonna say he's 12. Okay, and you can also, if you are getting, if the person with the W-2 job is getting the child and dependent care credit through their work, you can enter that amount here. If you're getting the earned income tax credit, put that in. And of course, it goes on. Foreign tax credit, educational stuff, retirement, homeowner. Again, I don't have time to go through all this today, but you can if you want. Okay. This is what you're looking for. Based on the information you entered, you don't need to withhold tax from your paycheck. You don't owe any tax this year. You will get a refund of any overpaid tax you withheld when you file your tax return. All right, that would be cool to know. If, for example, she was making more money and having that amount withheld, it might come out that she owes. I'm wondering, let me see if we can go back and change some information. See if this doesn't take too long. All right, let's say I'm just going to make these amounts up because they're not going to work out exactly right. All right, let's say you get $11,000 per pay period. That's a lot, just so you know. Told you I was making these up. All right, fast forward. I want you to see what it does. Same information everywhere else. Oh, did that not work? That's what I get for trying this without not trying it before we started. Okay, I don't know why that didn't. I must not have clicked something right. Okay. Well, there, I fail on my live video. Awesome. Okay. Let's go back to the original scenario where this person's making $30,000 a year. How to adjust your withholdings on a Form W-4. Look, it tells you. You've been asking, what do I put on the W-4? Here it is. Download pre-filled Form W-4. It will fill it out for you. Now, remember, computer's term, garbage in, garbage out, it only knows the information you told it. If you told it incorrect information, this W-4 may not be the best option for you, but it's at least a start. So just be very careful when you're entering information. And that will tell you how to fill it out. Usually, I wanted you to see the slider, but edit your information. Okay, I don't have time to figure this out right now. Usually there's a slider where you can tell it that you want to get a bigger refund, a smaller refund, you want to owe a little bit. They don't really want you to owe a lot. They're not, IRS isn't keen on that one. But you could usually determine, where you wanted to fall. Your goal is to break even. The perfect tax return, which doesn't exist, would be that you owe zero tax and you get zero refund. Meaning, however the amount the IRS says you should have paid in, that's what you paid in. So that's my ultimate goal. That's your tax preparer's ultimate goal. Like I said, that would just be a once in a lifetime thing if you actually got that to the right to the dollar exactly. Okay, but you can see on this tax withholding estimator, it can help you get a good idea of where you are for the year. If it were to say, looks like you're going to owe, you can download another W-4 and increase your withholding so that you won't owe tax next April. If it looks like you're getting a huge refund, you may want to lower that because you want more of that money in your pocket during the year. But this is a perfect tool. Let me switch back over here. This is a wonderful tool to use without having to go to a professional's office and use their tax software, or to use it on to try and use your own tax software to do this. I do want to mention that if you are using like TurboTax or TaxAct, they may have a report in there that will tell you what next year looks like based on what you entered for this year. If that report is free, I would definitely download it and look at it. I don't know that I would pay to see it, but if it's free, if it's part of the package, definitely look at that. It can help you avoid surprises in April, which is what we're all here to do. Okay, that is it for this week. Remember, no one is born knowing how to do this, and it is not taught in school. If you are feeling overwhelmed, you are not alone. That's why I'm here to help and guide you. If you found this helpful, be sure to like this live. Follow me on Facebook. Go to my website. There, you can sign up for my newsletter. I've got some blog posts on this type of thing, as well as other topics on deductibility and withholding and taxes and all that fun stuff. All right. I hope you all have a good day.